Top of the morning, Raider Nation, man. What is going on? What is going on this Wednesday morning, baby? And you guys already know the deal, man. We got a lot of things to talk about. Of course, there's always something to talk about when it comes to our Las Vegas Raiders and when it comes to our best asset that we have as of right now, Mr. Maxx Crosby. But before we get into all of that, I want to give a huge welcome to everybody that's up in the chat right now, baby. We got Big Raider Rob up in the building like usual. We got Adam up in the building. We got Raider Corsos. I don't know if I said your name right, those, but we got Alex up in the building. I see you up in here. Laura here. Santana. Let's go. Now, I am dual streaming today on my main channel and on my secondary channel just to see how things go. I wanted to try something out real quick. So if you guys are coming across this for the very first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification icon button. Hit that like button if you guys haven't already. It only takes a little bit of your time, but does a lot for the channel, man. But yeah, I wanted to dual stream today and see how it goes. And if it does well, then maybe we'll dual stream on Wednesdays, because those are usually the days I go live on my main channel anyways. But yes, we got a lot of things to talk about, especially with free agency right around the corner. There's definitely going to be a lot of people or a lot of players that I know the Raiders would love to bring in over here to Las Vegas. We heard a lot yesterday on Twitter of some players that the Raiders could be interested in. But before we get into any of that talk, I want to bring on the honorary Oos, my Oos, as we talk about all of this, Mr. Joe Morley. How you doing, Oos?
Good morning. Another day. More news for the Raiders. I don't know. It's like a new article coming out every day, huh?
Hey, every day? You mean every hour, Oos? Somebody says Maxx is not going to get traded. The next one says Maxx is going to get traded, and then we get a third one that says Maxx wants out. Like we I don't know what to believe at this point. Because it's all over the place, and you said it, we've said it. All of this could get shot down by just one. It could be one tweet, it could be one emoji, it could be something. But we're definitely playing the playing field, and as Raider creators, I guess we could call ourselves what, Raider content creators or something like that, or influencers. But
if we're influencing anybody, I feel bad for them, because we're not an influencer. Like, don't follow what we're doing. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, more stuff today. Your girl Diana Rossini put out an article.
Bro, I'm gonna get into that. I see that. Yeah,
going from what, Sunday, where they said it's not happening, to what, today, Wednesday, is now it's like full steam ahead. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, because we find out one thing after another, and I felt like it became a little bit more real yesterday, just even with more stuff coming out. Now anything can happen, right? Like, he could still be a Raider. Not saying that he won't be a Raider, but there are chances out there where we might have seen the last of Maxx Crosby in the silver and black. And, I hate to talk about it, because I know that Raider fans are tired. Well, some Raider fans are tired of hearing it, right? And I know we talk about it, but we have to talk about it. I'm tired of talking about it too. Like, I want to talk about something else. I want to move on from Maxx Crosby and be like, he's a Raider, he's done. But then with every single tweet, every single bit of news, you got to take it into account and kind of think about it. And that's why we're here, right? It's because we want to have these discussions, and we want to discuss everybody. I'm gonna fucking fly in here. We want to discuss with everybody in the chat as well, man. Shout out to the chat, man. You guys are in here pretty deep this morning. Yeah, Santana brought up a good point. Something, or not Santana, JRV brought up a good point. He said he felt like he said his goodbyes at the CTE dinner. That's what a lot of people were saying. And people that were there, that were in the building, it did seem like that. You even stated it yesterday when we talked about it, Deuce. He was thanking everybody with his career. And maybe he could have just said thank you because of how far he is in his career right now. But I really do feel like there's something to it, Deuce. And I guess, you know what? I guess let's just rip the Band-Aid off and talk about it. So as of yesterday, a lot of reports came out that the Bears seem to be the favorites to get Maxx Crosby. Now, there's been reports and rumors going around that they've offered multiple. They've thrown offers at the Raiders, and the Raiders have rejected it so far. And I feel like those offers kind of consist of DJ Moore, Tremaine Edmonds, and a first round pick. Maybe something else. I don't know, but for all I've heard and all we've heard, it might take a Michael Parsons deal for the Raiders to even consider moving Maxx Crosby. But it also comes down to what Maxx Crosby wants to do. Now, we got some conflicting reports in the past 24 hours. Uh, Yesterday, shout out to Monster Eddie, who is Maxx Crosby's barber. There was a screenshot going around. I know you sent it to me too, of him saying he's not going anywhere. Don't believe the hype, my brother. And I mean, there might be some truth to that, and maybe not. I know he talks to Maxx Crosby more than a lot of us on Twitter or whatever talk to him, but I don't know how to take that. Then this morning, according to NFL rumors, they said that Maxx Crosby is ready to move on per the Athletic. Oh well, you know what? That was the Athletic thing that came out, or that article that came out.
Yeah, that's the Mike Silva one, right?
Yeah, and then that's what I was gonna get to. Then Diana Rossini tweeted, which was a quote from the Mike Silver article, saying that Crosby hasn't made a stink publicly. Oh, I guess I said. Partly because of his deep affection for the Raiders fan base, but it's clear that he has exhausted all efforts in Vegas. He's had a new boss every 12 seconds with one winning season out of the 7 to show for it. So with all that into account, News, how are you feeling? Any changes with anything that came out in the past 24 hours?
Uh, well, I guess, I'll say it again. I've been the one that's been pushing. People say that I'm the one pushing Max out of it because I talk about it and I'm not afraid to talk about it. But we've been talking about it since Super Bowl, right? And
Yeah.
even before the Super Bowl, when I kind of got the message, and I told you before I even made a video about it, and you were like, "Bro, don't do it. Like, shut up. Don't talk about Max. Like, you're gonna piss people off." And I remember the whole time in San Francisco, you were like, "Why are you trolling people? Like, just Max ain't leaving." And now I've seen your change, like where you're like, "Damn, it could happen." Like, and I think more people are the longer it has drawn on, the more people are kind of getting to the reality that okay, Max might not be here, and it's like you can't talk about the Maxx Crosby situation and be like, we are trading him, and then you can't because every article finishes it with, well, maybe Max will be back if Max is gone. Like, so nobody knows what the hell is going on. Nobody knows what his worth is. There's people that come out and say, oh, the Raiders have been offered first, second, and fourth, and they've already turned it down because they're sticking to their asking price. And then there's parts where they're like, the Raiders are just waiting until right before free agency because there's so many pass rushers and stuff on the market where they want to get the best deal right before and then do it. Nobody knows, but like we said, there's one guy that can come out and say it, and he ain't saying it. He ain't saying nothing. Like, and the best time to do it would have been last Friday at that CTE dinner, where he's won that award multiple times. What, 5 times, 4 times?
Yeah, I guess 5 times, sucker.
Yeah. But I really don't like. I think you're putting like John Spytek is in a horrible situation too because he is, like it or not, he's a young GM. He's second year as his GM, and now you're forcing him to, or he he wants to defend Max, but that's going to be on his resume too. If he's the one that trades Maxx Crosby and does nothing with it, that's going to hurt John Spytek in the long run. I think I saw was it somebody? Dang, I want to say Murph, but I think it was Murph. Somebody tweeted out yesterday that John Spytek is either setting himself up for being a Hall of Fame GM or being fired next year with this Maxx Crosby stuff.
And with moves like that, you got to hit on it. And the only reason why John Gruden stayed as long as he did when he traded Khalil Mack is because we had a whole plan in place and we had time to give him. I don't know how John Spytek would go about it, but from everything that we've heard, everything that we've seen, it doesn't seem like they're really prone to wanting. Like they're not going out there wanting to trade him away. But if they get backed up in the corner and they need to, and the right offer comes around, then I don't think that it's out the realm of possibility. But then again, it really does come down to all parties and figuring out what happens. But I know that there's a lot of teams that we've heard in the past 24 hours, heck, the past couple of days that have been interested, that do have the assets. It's just, are they going to do it? Are they going to throw it at the Raiders? And is it even worth moving on from Maxx Crosby? And that's the question that you got to have. that's the question that you got to have when you think about the situation with Maxx Crosby. It's like, what do you do? You know, and you know, I'm on the fence of it, and you've seen it. Like you even brought it up. You know, like I'm one person that wants to keep him and don't
Yeah.
want him to leave, and of course, you know, there is that attachment there uh, that I have as a Raider fan, right? But I understand the business part of it, and it's just kind of hard to decide because, like I said earlier, there's a lot of reports going each way, and one day you can feel real sure that okay, he's not going nowhere, and then the next moment there's another thing that comes out, or he doesn't address it, and it's like, ah, damn. And I think as Raider fans, I like. I mean, you talk about it more than me, especially when you drop stuff on Instagram and stuff like that, because you got to talk about it. But people don't know that you actually would want to keep him on the team, right? It just we just talk about it just to kind of like just get a sense of it. And if he does stay, then hell yeah, I'd be happy. Even though the picks would be nice, I understand that. But if we were to keep him, I'd be happy. I just hope that the Raiders can at least turn it around, or at least get competitive in these next couple of years to at least make him want to stay. And even though that Mike Silver thing,
Yeah.
it's a bunch of baloney, right? But one thing that he did state that I do, that I've told you, and I think we've talked about it many times before, is Crosby hasn't made anything public because of his deep affection for the Raiders fan base, and I think that's true.
We said that, yeah, multiple
It,
times.
it could go because it could go both ways. You don't want to come out and you don't want to say, "Oh, I want to be a Raider, like Raider Nation. I'm here to stay," and then he leaves because then that looks bad on him in front of the Raider Nation. And not saying that he really cares what everybody has to say, but he does have a strong relationship with the Raider Nation, and he got a lot of love for them, and vice versa. So that's why I was like, okay, I understand that part, and I do understand the part where having a new boss, having a new coach, new teammates almost every other year, it doesn't help as well. So, there's definitely possibility out there. And I think that he definitely is weighing his option with majority of, I think he's like 60%, 70% wanting to stay a Raider. But there is that small little thought of maybe, taking his talent somewhere where it could be utilized, especially during
So
January and February.
he's trying not to piss off the Raider Nation, but he is pissing off the Raider Nation because, like you said, most people just want you to come out and just say, "Hey, I'm staying," and then some people are like, "He doesn't need to." So now you're like, it's that constant argument. And here's a comment in here that Devin Smith said. He goes, "It's too much positivity going on for the franchise for all the negative ass fans to be coming up with fake trade ideas. A lot of y'all just need to kick back,
That's
kick
true.
the hell back, and let the offseason unfold." I mean, that's what
Yeah.
we've been talking about. Is like we would like Max to smash the rumors because of we finally see the Raiders going in the right direction. We finally see the maybe the light at the end of the tunnel, right? That
Yeah.
this could be the year that the Raiders are starting to do stuff correctly. And we thought maybe we could have a drama-free offseason, and then this comes up. And it could all go away, but the more and fans have tried to shut this down, right? Not me,
Yeah.
but fans have tried to shut this down, uh, because I knew this was gonna become a bigger issue than it was, and, we'll say what it is, but fans have tried to shut it down. They shut it down, it got shut down, even reporters have shut it down. You shut it down with Jay Glazer, and then guess what? It came right back up. Like,
Yeah.
the coals went dead for a little bit, and they were just like, just sitting there, and then the flames kicked back up because the grease hit it. Until
And I
Max
try to water.
Crosby
I try to
returned.
water it the next day.
Yeah, you mixed it with the shovel, everything, and it still came right back. So it's not like you can't. I don't blame myself. I don't blame you. I don't blame any Raider fan that's talking about it because it's Raider news. And I was thinking this yesterday. I was like, well, the good thing about it is it's kind of like what Jerry Jones has always said. When people are talking about your team and your team is being talked about, it's always a great thing. Now, if you're trading a great player, that's not a good thing. But
Yeah.
you knew the Raiders having the number one overall pick this year was putting us in the spotlight. And we talked about this during the season because we're content creators. And sometimes in the offseason, it's hard to come up with content. Well, we knew when the Raiders secured the number one overall pick, we were like, oh, it's going to be a good offseason because there's so much to talk about in Fernando and all that stuff. So I don't know why people get upset when you talk about news like this, because it is news and it's going to be, you turn on the TV, guess what they're talking about? Maxx Crosby. You pick up a newspaper, you turn on the radio, what are you talking about? Maxx Crosby. You go on Twitter, what is it talking about? Maxx Crosby. So
Yeah.
so to tell people not to talk about it,
Especially Raider fans, not to talk about it. If
yeah,
anybody, we should be talking about it.
but it's
Outside of everybody
because
else.
you're pissed off because that's your best player.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you're being true to yourself and you're being true to the league and you're being everything else, this is not a defensive league anymore. The NFL doesn't want defenses to take over. Have they won the last couple Super Bowls? Yeah, because every time we say it's an
Defense
offensive
always
league,
wins Super Bowls,
the
though.
defense always still wins Super Bowls. But at the end of the day, what does the NFL want? They want
high
touchdowns.
scoring
They want
offenses.
more.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a second, but I was going to tell you. So I've been on Twitter, and Twitter is like a
no, that you already have
different world.
You said you're on Twitter, you already have them.
Twitter's a different world. People are upset. Like I see Raider fans because, like you said, we're already an emotional fan base. Like we're already invested. Like Raider fans are invested more than some other teams, right? Like we're one of the top loyal fan bases. We're always in it. That's kind of why we switch over a lot because we want to just win, baby, and we're not just winning.
Yeah.
But people are attacking some of these beat writers or some of these writers because of the Maxx Crosby stuff. So I saw one today that goes, why isn't there an article on TJ Watt being traded? Why is it on Maxx Crosby? Why is it TJ Watt's 31 years old and the Steelers aren't looking that good? And so I'm like looking there and I go, how many coaches have the Pittsburgh Steelers fired in the last couple of years? How many times did TJ Watt make the playoffs in his career? And better yet, how many times did the organization bench TJ Watt for a better draft pick? That's why we're not talking about TJ Watt, right? Those are the reasons you're not talking about TJ Watt. And then somebody said, it's funny that the highly coveted edge rusher in the free agency market is Trey Hendrickson, and it won't cost you draft picks, but people are more concerned about Maxx Crosby. And that right there, to me, I was like, then you don't know football because there's a huge difference between Maxx Crosby and Trey Hendrickson. There's a huge difference. One, Trey Hendrickson is a very good pass rusher, maybe an elite pass rusher. But Maxx is the total package. Maxx not only can rush the passer, he stops the damn run too. You get everything from Maxx, and Maxx is also 3 years younger than Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, and I think that he's still in the prime of his career right now with Maxx Crosby compared to TJ Watt and Trey Hendrickson, who I think are still some dominant pass rushers. But when you're looking at somebody that you want to trade for, that's why the price is so high, or that's why there's a lot of teams clamoring for a Maxx Crosby because he's in the prime of his career, and if you want a chance at him, you got to jump on it. And the Raiders are not going to be releasing him like they did Trey Hendrickson. I know TJ Watt's still under contract with the Steelers, right? But he's the hottest commodity right now, and especially with the Raiders and everything that went on at the end of the season, and with everybody talking about him, I think this year more than any other year, because as Raider fans, right, we go through this every single year, right? Like we say this. I've heard a lot of Raider fans say this. Another year, Maxx Crosby trade rumors, but this year we've even seen it. Like when we were at Media Row, when we hear it at all these other outlets, even at the NFL Combine. It's a little bit more real this year than before. And years before we would hear Maxx Crosby shut it all down, right? And this year, he even said it himself. Like he's not even going to entertain the noise. Everybody's just going to talk for him. He's staying silent, and everybody's still going to talk, no matter what. But it's a little bit more with the situation that the Raiders are in right now. It just makes a lot more sense, especially with the new regime. If you wanted to move on and get some assets, this would be the time to do it. If you don't do it now, then you're not going to get the same return that you would this year. And perfect example, look at Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, like if you traded him 4 years ago, 3 years ago maybe, you would have got more of a haul than just releasing him out on a while. Same thing with Derek Carr. We were years later, like there was teams willing to give up a first round pick at least for Derek Carr, but it was too late for us to move on, and we moved on from him. So I think that you take that into account with the timing and the way the Raiders are right now, and then looking at what Maxx Crosby would want to do, right? Play for a contending team and at least be play in those important games in January, February. It just makes a lot of sense why a lot of people are talking about it. And knowing the Raiders is, and you stated it before, drama free Raiders offseason, those two things is they do not see eye to eye. It's like we don't ever, as Raider fans, we don't ever have a drama free offseason. There's always something going on, and that's why whether you love us or hate us, the Raiders are always going to be the organization that everybody talks about, and there's always something going on with the Raiders every year. And it never fails us. It could be Maxx Crosby, it could be Antonio Brown, it could be John Gray, it could be anything. There's always going to be something to talk about with the Raiders, and I think that's why a lot of people, a lot of media outlets talk about it, because you're going to get a reaction, not only good reaction, but you're going to get backlash from Raider fans like ourselves. And now that the Raiders, like the way I look at it, maybe I'm being a little bit biased. I know a lot of people say that the NFL is better when the Raiders are good, but I feel like a lot of media outlets or a lot of people don't want to see the Raiders be good, right? Like the Raiders are putting their head down low, and they're going out there and doing the right job, right? Clint Kubiak, they go hire the right guy. We get the number 1 overall pick first. We tank perfectly, right? To get the one prospect, the one quarterback, the only quarterback in this draft that is worth getting the number 1 overall pick for. Because if we had the second, third pick, we wouldn't be talking about it. But we hit on the number 1 pick. And now we got a head coach that is respected, and a lot of teams would have wanted. There's got to be something that we got to. There's something that we got to, poke at the Raiders for. And I think this Maxx Crosby thing, I feel like it is getting blown, but with a lot of but the thing is, it's not just like little statements here and there, like there's a chance that he gets traded. It's people saying, I see him getting traded this week. I see him getting traded, or I would be surprised if he was in a Raiders uniform in the next 7 to 10 days. Like those are really bold statements, and you don't say that unless there's something behind the scenes that people are talking about that people may know about. On top of that, also adding that, the Oos Max hasn't said anything about the situation yet after hearing it from our head coach, our GM, our owner. So it's like, that's why I say you take all of that. That's why it's been talked about a lot more, and that's why I feel like like this is the only thing that's hanging over the Raiders' head right now. I guess kind of as a negative, like as negative news for the Raiders, right? Like this is the only thing hanging over us, and until until somebody shoots it down and it's a for sure thing that he's staying, then there's really nothing else to talk about the Raiders like for the next, like nothing else other than looking forward to the draft, but. That's just how I feel. But we chose this life to be Raider fans, and we got to stick with it. But real quick, oh my bad. I do want to give a quick shout out to the chat, because the chat's been going while we're 250 altogether on both platforms up in here. But shout out to the chat. I see Knock Andrew saying good morning. I seen the Violator in here. I don't know if he's still in here. Salute to the Violator as well. And I know that there's a lot of people going back and forth about the whole Maxx Crosby thing. I understand that a lot of people are tired of hearing about it, and we've been talking about it so much. And yeah, Cheeto, yeah, free agency is next week, and yeah, I feel like we're gonna hear something. But the thing is, like, if he doesn't get traded, how do we know he's not gonna get traded? Because we still have all the way up until unless he shoots it down, right? But like, if he says nothing. And say we get past the beginning of the new league year, right? If nothing happens in the first week of free agency, do you think it's dead, or do you think it's like, okay, we can stop talking about it?
Yeah, I think it will continue to come up, because Ian Rappaport is the only one that has really talked about it, saying, well, it could go all the way to training camp. Ian Rappaport is the only one that has thrown that out there. I think it has to do with the bonus that Maxx Crosby gets on the third day of the new year, where his contract of the third year becomes guaranteed. So I think it has to be done by then. And I think the more the offseason goes, the more the Raiders are like, all right, we're staying, because you would rather have the assets now in this year than wait another year. Kind of like, how the Khalil Mack deal, we had to wait 2 years after. Like, we had to play the full season without Mack and then get our draft picks. They would rather get the draft picks now and go that route than trade them closer to the season. So I think I'm with the reports, and I've said it since the beginning. If Maxx is still on the team by the end of the third day, which is March 14th, which is what, a week from now?
Yeah.
10 days from now, if Max is still on our team 10 days from now, still on the roster, then I think it's all done, and I think
Yeah,
Max is here for at least 2
yeah.
more years, and then we start winning, and then he's like, yeah, and then we have Maxx Crosby and the Raiders going like this. Thank you, thank you.
And then when we get that Super Bowl trophies, then we don't have to worry about him leaving. News.
Yeah, once you get in the
Once you
like
get one, you ain't done. Come on now.
ain't done. Yeah, you just keep
We
going.
still,
Like
we still got more to go, man. We still got more to go. Some people in the chat saying, today. Oh, Jose says today is the day. We'll see. We'll see. He said today's the day Max is going to be gone. Yeti says that for sure Max ain't leaving. He said many times already in interviews that he's tired of what the media is saying. And if you are tired of what the media is saying, come out and say it. Come out and tell us. Come on, those.
then fucking shut it down, Max.
Let's shut it down. Let them know already, man. That he doesn't owe anybody anything. I know that, but I think just as a Raider fan, the Raider fan and me and everybody else would love to see that. 213 Vibe says, bring back Matt, Carr, and Cooper. Hey, come on, man. Bring the whole band back together. They
Oh,
can.
Cooper walking in the building again. Like he
Cooper
right
gonna
back
walk
there.
in and walk right back out of the building yet again, man.
Oh, we doing this shit again?
Yeah.
That came out yesterday, or we talked about Khalil Mack yesterday. So we can maybe get Carr and we can get Mack. Cooper, we tried last year.
Yeah, we try with maybe Cooper was waiting for the right coach. Maybe he'll come back in and play
Maybe
with
he's
us
like,
this year.
okay, I'll stay for a little bit longer up in here. But hey,
Yeah.
we all gave Cooper a hard time last year, but maybe he saw it, man. He walked in, saw Pete Carroll, Brandon Carroll, said, "Fuck this."
He said, "Hell no."
Would you trade Max for Justin Jefferson?
Okay, let me ask that question. Shout out to who asked this one? I want to give shout out to Drew Smith up in the chat. Justin Jefferson for Maxx Crosby straight up. Would you take that?
Yeah, why not? I mean, like you said, we need a number one wide receiver. It's a superstar for superstar. I would do it. Yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna sell jerseys either way. You're gonna sell. I'm looking at it like a business aspect. I'm looking at it a football field when you put Mendoza and Justin Jefferson together, Brock Bowers. Like, yeah. My only question is, would Minnesota do it? I don't think Minnesota. I think Minnesota would say hell no to it.
Yeah, no, for me, I'd say hell no to it. They better throw it first with that. No,
God damn. Hey, what if they want
a first round pick and Justin Jefferson? I don't want it, Oos. And I'm doing them a favor too. Just one first round pick, not two. So just one first round pick and Justin Jefferson. You can have Maxx Crosby.
All right.
You know what? I'll even throw Geno Smith in there for you because I know they need a quarterback.
If you want that first, you got to give them Geno.
I got to give them Geno Smith, Maxx Crosby to get a first, and Justin Jefferson. I'll do that. I'll definitely do that because Mr. Fitz said this before that next year is going to be Geno Smith's best year according to astrology or numerology. So
and we'll give him Fitz. We'll give him Fitz too.
And we'll give you guys Mr. Fitz. Vikings, bitch. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that kind of trade, I think that would be a better trade in people's eyes than multiple draft picks. Because what do we always say? Raiders fuck up their draft picks. Like, well, what are we going to do with all these draft picks when we have them? We always screw them up. I think getting a veteran and a young wide receiver would sit over and people would be able to digest it better than, okay, let's hope that we hit on these draft picks. Like you brought in Justin Jefferson, you already know that our offense is taking that step forward. Our defense takes a big hit. But is it a realistic trade? No, probably not.
No, yeah, probably not. Shout out to Shido. He said, "We are Derek Carr."
Carry the flame.
Carry the cross.
Did you see that report? That's I'm sorry.
The Derek Carr report?
Yeah, that Derek Carr, he wanted to come out and play only for a contender, but no teams have called the Saints with interest for Derek Carr.
Somebody said that, but then they said that they've been getting calls. They probably not calling the Saints. They're calling the Cars, bro. You got to go straight to the source. You can't call the Saints. So
Yeah. I mean, Derek Carr on the Vikings would be something I would watch. Derek Carr and Justin Jefferson. Why not?
That'd be crazy.
It's better than and then I mean, and that's another one. JJ McCarthy. I don't know if we ever talked about that. There was a rumor that the Raiders almost got JJ McCarthy last year in a
Yeah.
trade. So maybe we dodged a bullet on that one.
Or maybe I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Because if the
What,
Raiders would have traded for JJ McCarthy, I don't think they're talking about Fernando Mendoza because they would have a young 22-year-old quarterback with faith in him, right?
that is true. That is true. Uh, I mean, I like JJ. I don't know. Like as backup, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. And I guess since we're talking about quarterbacks, who's right? Kyler Murray got released or is going to be released, right? And we're looking for a veteran quarterback, who's somebody to step in. Maybe somebody to come in. You know, come over here and just be the bridge quarterback that we need until Fernando Mendoza gets get his things together. Well, tell me, would you want to see Kyler Murray in Las Vegas, baby?
No. And he's going to be league minimum. He's going to be league minimum because the Cardinals are paying him anywhere.
Yeah.
He's going to be on a 1-year deal somewhere. I think Kyler Murray wouldn't want to be a backup in Las Vegas.
No, he'd come in and, like, we promised him to be the starter.
I'm still passing because I think him and Fernando are two different kind of quarterbacks, and I don't think you're going to go with that route. But that's a lot of money. But no. But I don't know
a lot of money though if he did league minimum though.
But speaking about Kyler Murray too, and speaking about Maxx Crosby, I don't know if you watched the new episode of Max's podcast yesterday.
Well, no, I didn't watch that one.
Not Rex Ryan, it was Rob Ryan. My bad.
Yeah.
Rob Ryan, where they were talking about the Kyler Murray Arizona game, week 2, a couple seasons ago. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember I was there, the one that they won in overtime.
Yeah, where they went to overtime.
Yeah.
So Rob was talking about Maxx had like a career game, like 17 tackles or something like that. And I remember Maxx tearing that game up. And then it came down to Kyler Murray making a huge play, and Maxx was running at him, but like Kyler moved and made that big play to win the game.
Yeah.
So Rob was talking about how the coaching staff, and I think it would have been Josh McDaniels at that time, right, wanted him to tell Maxx that he fucked up. Like he fucked up on that play. Like, you should have stayed back and not rushed the passer on that play. And Rob was like, I wasn't telling him that. I wasn't going to tell you that. You had 17 fucking tackles in that game. You were dominating. And nobody's going to tell you not to go after, like, so that was a big conversation. Kyler Murray and that play, if we want to watch the Maxx Crosby podcast. I know everybody was talking about last week's podcast yesterday.
Yeah, the Sarah Safari one. Yeah. I know. I think it does a great job for everybody to tune in and see maybe what he'll say, right? But yeah, that was a crazy game. I remember that, and
okay, so I thought he was talking about Kyler Murray. I must have got it mixed up, but Cheeto's correcting me. He's saying it's the Rams.
Was it Baker?
It could have been. Damn, I was at that game too. That game fucking pissed me off too. But dude,
yeah.
Let me see if I have it.
But shout out to the chat. A lot of people are saying, Cheeto says, Kyler 2026, let's go. 213 Vibe says no. Curtis says, hell no. What did John Gruden say when we traded Mac? We weren't winning with him. I mean,
it's true.
It's true, but you don't let go of good players, bro. Like, unless you get a good return for it. Gino is going to the Cardinals. What do we have on the roster that's much better than Murray? That's better than Murray. We don't have nothing on the roster right now that's better than Murray, but I know that we're going to get...
Aiden O'Connell? The fuck?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Aiden O'Connell, the quarterback that put 63 on the Chargers' head. Come on now.
Come on now. Aiden O'Connell has beat the Kansas City Chiefs not one time, but 2 times.
2 times, bro. And he sent Travis Kelce into retirement. Think about that. Think about that. AOC is the reason why. Well, he's the reason why the Chiefs won the Super Bowl that they did, and then he's also the reason why Travis Kelce is retiring. Send his ass packing. So some people are saying just start Mendoza. I would love to have Mendoza start, but I would love to have him over here with a veteran quarterback. I wouldn't want to start him right away, but I would want him to compete for the starting job. And if he does great in the offseason and preseason, and he shows that he's ready, Throw his ass out there and let him go play. I let him start. I'm down with that. But we need a veteran quarterback here to be a mentor and also compete with Fernando Mendoza. What was our motto last year? It was compete, compete, compete. Just because Pete Carroll's not here no more doesn't mean we can't still compete, right? So we need to compete. Maybe we had to compete a whole year later, but
we should have switched mottos from the the end of the AP era to the end of the Pete Carroll era. We should have switched it because when AP was there, it was just tank, baby, and then when Carroll was there, it was compete. We should have kind of flipped them, right?
Yeah, that's true. Killan says Kyler is good. Only issue is that he gets hurt every year. Hey, behind the offensive line that we're gonna build over here, don't have to worry about that. Big Raider Rob says y'all need to hit the like button. 130 motherfuckers up in here, and I'm the only one. The only like. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, yeah, hit that like button. Like I said, man, appreciate it. Yeah, definitely breaking. Okay, so Ben's saying breaking news that Maxx is staying. Okay, well, I'm gonna look at that real quick. But reports came out. I didn't bring up this report though. I guess not too long ago, Diana Rossini reported that the Raiders have not budged off of their asking price of 2 first-round picks and a player for Maxx Crosby, a very steep asking price. No, I think that's the bare minimum of an asking price. So yeah, I think if you can't get that, we don't want it. We don't want it. Yeah, but in all seriousness, those.
Well, they're saying it's Alex Guerrero. I don't know if you saw that one. Alex Guerrero is Tom Brady's personal trainer. He is the one that's in the building. So that is the big news. Alex Guerrero, I don't know much about him. Don't know who he is, but that's what it says. Guerrero, who regularly attends practice and meetings, it portrays and possesses a significant organization of power, informing players and impending transactions, and even indicating to staff members who don't follow his instructions that their job may be at risk. So he's like supposedly like, and we heard about it, that he's Tom Brady's eyes and ears inside the organization. Alex Guerrero was actually banned from New England's building when Tom Brady was playing.
Oh, was it
the last year or so because of the stuff that he was doing and stuff like that? So I don't know. Like, but then again, we went from 2 months ago it was Jim Gray who was ruining from the Raiders organization from inside, and now it's Alex Guerrero. So I don't know. You can believe what you want. People can I can have a personal vendetta against one person and be like, and try to blame it all on that guy too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah. There's a lot
until it happens. We don't.
Yeah, until it happens, it happens. Even more reports coming out today. Like, look at here we go. What was I just lost it though? Oh,
I'll blame you. Like I blame you anyway. So you got rid of Jimmy G. You got rid.
Yeah, we had Jimmy G, bro. That's crazy.
I'm
Multiple sources indicate that the Bears are a team to watch and potential dealing for Maxx Crosby. Yeah, I think we already kind of know that. And then also the Raiders are a team. Oh, according to Dove, I don't know how you say his name though. The Patriots and the Raiders are teams to watch to make a move for DJ Moore, and I think that's why he's considered in the trade package for the Raiders. But even without the Maxx Crosby trade, I still wouldn't mind bringing in DJ Moore because it wouldn't cost us a high draft capital for him, right? Because I know that his salary is pretty high, but there's definitely they're saying that Ben is capping on that. But yeah, I mean DJ Moore definitely would be a wide receiver that I'd be down to see. But like you stated earlier, according to Adam Schefter, players not tagged today who will be allowed to become free agents next week include Kenneth Walker, Alec Pierce, Odafe Away, Travis Etienne, Tyler Linderbaum, and Trey Hendrickson. And two names that really stand out, of course, Tyler Linderbaum, we talked about him yesterday, is somebody that the Raiders are definitely going to push for in free agency, and rightfully so. He's the best center. We've talked about it. We just feel like, we already got a center on the roster right now. Not saying that he's as great or as good as Tyler Linderbaum, but you could utilize that cap for guards or tackles instead of just one position. But I totally understand the move there because if you get him, then that means most likely JPJ is going to move to guard, and then we'll just fill out the rest of the positions there. And then Alec Pierce. Now, Alec Pierce is my number one wide receiver in free agency, and I would love to bring him on over here. Now, there are people, I thought it was going to be like 20 to 25 mil to bring him in, but some people are saying that he's looking for a $30 million contract.
Ooh.
And goddamn. I would love
Ooh.
Alec Pierce. Come on, man. But is that worth the price to bring in Alec Pierce? For me, I say yeah. Well, why not? I'd rather pay him than Tyler Linderbaum. But you know what? Maybe yeah, I'd rather pay him than pay 25, 26 mil to Tyler. But I might be crazy. Well, what is your thoughts on that?
Oh, when you said 30 million, I was like, oh, my neck on my back. I was like, oh, hell nah.
Come on, man.
$30 million for Alec Pierce?
Hey, that money going up though.
Yeah, but we're not even sure if Alec Pierce is a number one wide receiver. Like, we're hoping that he can. We know that
I think he can though.
In there. But
I put him up there with like the T. Higgins, like Justin Jeffersons and stuff like that.
Like, he barely started coming through like mid-season of last year and started being that guy that we all hope that he is. And maybe sometimes it takes a wide receiver a little bit in the NFL, but $30 million for Alec Pierce?
The reason, I understand it sounds crazy, right? It sounds crazy, but like the same reasons that I brought up to you yesterday, I do think that he could be a wide receiver one over here. And, he already has a connection with Trey Tucker, right? Going back to Cincinnati. And then has that similar play style to like Charlie Becker back in Indiana, that deep threat, somebody that could stretch the field. And Fernando Mendoza with those back shoulder throws. Alec Pierce does those perfectly as well. And, I think that he'd be a perfect number one over here, and he would just complement the rest of this wide receiver room perfectly. And he's the guy that you don't have to worry about being drama or anything like that. But I don't know. 30 million does sound like a lot, but if we could get him for 25 mil, talking to like 25 mil, then, I feel a little bit better about that. So if I had to choose between Tyler Linderbaum or Alec Pierce to give that 25 mil, I'd go Alec Pierce. That's me. That is me. Yeah, Devontae, they say 30 million is Devontae money, and I think he's up there with Devontae Adams right now. Come on, man. Come on,
man. Yeah, I'm with you. No, I'm not.
Come on, man. People are saying it would be a waste of money.
If you're paying, I understand we need a wide receiver. I understand we need a wide receiver, but there's no way you're paying Alec Pierce $30 million to come over here. Like,
come on, man.
That's when you overpay for a wide receiver because you're overpaying for a need. That's when you start doing stupid shit. And we've seen the Raiders do that. Overpaying for Linderbaum is one thing, right? Because you saw how bad you're going to get a center that with a rookie quarterback. That's one thing. Overpaying for a wide receiver that you're questionable, and there's some good wide receivers that you can get in the draft. I'm passing on that. As much as I like Alec Pierce, and I was. This is why I put that when we did our GM stick to the model thing, I didn't put the Raiders getting a wide receiver because I thought they were going to get outpriced from it. I think I like Romeo Doubs, and I don't know how much he's asking for, but if Alec Pierce is asking for 30, then Romeo Doubs is asking. I'm like, okay.
Does this not impress you? It's like, come on, man. That's $30 million worth right there, dog. Hey,
I mean, I've seen Maxx do that. I saw Maxx do that in practice, right?
Like, come on, man, you tripping, bro.
Maxx just posted a video of him catching a pass like that in the back of the end zone.
Only one pass, only one catch. But
because you don't give him the opportunity.
You gotta look at somebody that's stretching the field. Who's somebody that can stretch the field for those deep bombs for Fernando Mendoza. But
yeah, we have that guy.
Who do we have? Who do we? Oh, we got Dante Thornton. Yeah, we do. We got Dante Thornton. Maybe I'm tripping then. Maybe I'm tripping. But I don't know. I like it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't mind it giving that money because I think that he could be a number one. But I guess if you're saying 30 mil is too much, then okay. Well, what chat? Let me know in the chat though. What y'all thinking? Let me see. I'm gonna read the chat because I know that they agree with me.
I'm just looking at his career, and I'm like, you're basically giving 30 million for potential. Usually in the NFL, you get paid for you get paid for what they think you can do, and you're thinking that this guy is Hall of Fame level. Is if you're paying him $30 million, you're thinking that Alec Pierce is coming in here and being that man, like he's gonna put up 10 touchdowns, 10 receiving touchdowns, 1,500 yards. Like that's the season that you're hoping from him. With if you're paying $30 million, oh, like maybe I'm old school. Maybe I'm old school, and I'm still thinking like of old school prices. But holy crap, dude! $30 million for a wide receiver. I understand that we have money and we need to spend money, but that's buying stupid shit. That's like buying another PlayStation when you don't need it. You know what I mean?
But the PlayStation Pro, it's like an upgrade. It's Casa Pablo says that SR a small rated just doesn't know ball. Hey, come on, man! No need for a receiver. We do need a receiver though. Pierce ain't him at this point. I would have paid Jacoby. Nah, not that much.
No, I do think that Alec Pierce is a better wide receiver than Jacoby Myers. I'll say that. Like in terms of fitting for our offense, Jacoby is a possession guy where Alec Pierce is more of your over the top guy, and Jacoby's not burning the defense. Jacoby has. I'm not saying that Jacoby isn't a good wide receiver. I'm just saying that he fits. We have Jack Betcha, which is our Jacoby. You know what I mean? Like we need that guy that can burn over the top, like you're saying. You want that. Like Alec Pierce is averaging 20 yards a catch for the last 2 seasons. Like he's your burner, but he's not out there. I think there's other. I don't know. I just think. I think that would be irresponsible of the Raiders to go out there and spend $30 million a season on a wide receiver like that.
But if you had to choose, would you have paid like okay, say the 25 mil, right? Say the 25 mil. Would you rather pay that towards Tyler Linderbaum or Alec Pierce?
I could justify it better for Tyler Linderbaum than I can do it for Alec Pierce.
Damn, man.
Because, like I said, the center position with the young quarterback, where you're taking the reads, you're not going to force Fernando to come up and make the calls as much. You're going to allow him to have his veteran center there that could help him with the calls and help him with everything else there and the adjustments. Where you're just paying a guy $30 million to run the routes like that. That's where I'm like. I could justify Tyler Linderbaum, especially with how bad our offensive line was last year. But I was thinking I knew Alec Pierce was going to get paid, and I knew wide receivers got paid, but I was thinking more in the round of like 18 to 20, and I could see that. But
Nah,
30 million?
he's gonna get over. He's getting over 20 for sure. That's for sure.
Hey, dude, I need to get my fat ass in shape and start running some fucking routes. If you're paying people like Alec Pierce $30 million,
Why is so much disrespect? People are saying like he's not worth 30 mil. Come on, man. Malachi Fields, go get him. Pass on Pierce, man. Nah, he ain't proven. Malachi Fields ain't proven, dog. No, I'm joking.
Because you've seen wide receivers hit late in drafts. Like you've seen where like I've talked about this. I think the 7-on-7 at younger age now is something we didn't have when I was younger. Like it was like just starting, but now it's like people are doing 7-on-7s year round, and wide receivers and quarterbacks are becoming more developed as we go. So it's becoming that. Yes, there are top wide receivers, but some of these other guys like Alec Pierce, you could probably get in the draft and go from there. That's dude. How many? No, you know what? I gotta look it up. I'm just gonna look it up myself.
What?
How many wide receivers? Like, what would that put him?
At 30 mil?
Where would that put Alec Pierce on top of as the highest paid? Would he put? Who's the highest paid wide receiver?
Right now, Jamar Chase is getting averaging 40.3 a year. And after him is Justin Jefferson at 35, CD Lamb at 34, DK Metcalf at 33, basically, and AJ Brown at 32. Like the market is there, like it's trending upwards. That's why I don't think that the 30 or 25 to 30 mil is really out the realm. So like 30 mil right now is Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Where Brandon Ayuk will be a free agent. And,
yeah, so he'll get more than that.
He ain't getting much. Brandon Ayuk ain't getting that much no more.
Would
He's
you rather
pretty.
bring in Brandon Ayuk?
No, I think he's going to. I think he's going to Washington.
Okay.
Cheaper deal.
I mean,
But
there's
so you're saying so St. Brown is making $30 million a year. So you're saying Alec Pierce and St. Brown are on the same page,
yeah, I could see
same
that.
wide
Yeah,
receiver.
yeah, I think he can.
Uh, I like you. I like you, but you crazy. Like when the
Why can't he though? Like,
you
why
know
why why can't he
when
like?
Will Ferrell gets shot
Why,
with the tranquilizer gun and he's like, I like you, but you crazy man, you
but
crazy.
but that's the thing. Like, why can't he be a top? Like, why can't he be a top wide receiver? Right.
No, he can. He can, but I'm saying your his history has proven that he's an up. He's a riser and he's moving up, but he's not proven like when you gave Devontae Adams that $30 million, he had proven it that for multiple years that he has been it. Most wide receivers have proven that they are that capable guy. This guy, he barely had his first 1,000-yard season. And you want to just crown him like 47 catches for 1,000 yards and one, and now you're like, okay, now you're the man. Like it's questionable, but you got a super chat right there.
Yeah, I was gonna read it right now. Shout out to my boy Palmazic for the $5. He says, "Big up, gents. Great day. Thanks. Bring back Renfro. Anyone players from the Raiders should go for in special teams. Peace." Okay, man. Shout out to Paul Mazik, always showing love up in the chat all the time with the super chats. But yeah, bring back Hunter Renfro. I think those days are over right now. Like I don't think that they would even bring him back. Wouldn't mind it though, but I doubt it. I guess any other players that the Raiders should go for special teams. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't really look at any other special teamers out there as far as bringing them in, right? Because even Daniel Carlson, every time I look at it, I always tend to bring him back in free
Yeah.
agency just to see what he could do. So I don't really look at anybody else. But as far as like I guess returners or somebody like that, um,
So there is a huge trade today. There is already a big trade in
damn,
AFC West. Um, the Chiefs are finalizing a trade that will send All-Pro cornerback Trent McDuffie to the Rams in exchange for the pick number 29, a fifth-round pick, a sixth-round pick, and a 2027 third-round pick. Is what it's saying.
oh shit. Okay, I just seen that right now. Adam Schefter just posted it.
So there
McDuffie.
was the Rams GM came out yesterday, and he said basically "f them picks," which the Rams are known for saying. Right? There was a time where the Rams traded like 7 first-round picks in a row, and they made their Super Bowl. And he came out yesterday, and he was like, "Yeah, we might trade one of our first-round picks, but we were looking for a defensive back." And everybody kind of went to the Trent McDuffie way. But I was hoping that the Rams would be like, you know what, we'll trade for McDuffie and Max and trade us the other one. But yeah, there's your first
They can
blockbuster.
still trade that away though. They can still trade it away.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
no, they can still. The Rams could be going. You know what? We're going all in. Matthew Stafford is at the end of his career. We just got our defensive back. Now we want a defensive end to go along with it. But the Rams, I mean, they have some young, good defensive linemen already. You know
Yeah.
what? You know what I like about it
What? That
is
he's out of the AFC West?
we moved. Yeah, he's out of the AFC West, but it also gives the Chiefs their second first round pick. So now the Chiefs are going to get their running back, and now they can get somebody else to go along with it.
Damn. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Uh,
Did you talk about the you said Alex Guerrero thing, right? You said that's Max is frustrated about that?
yeah, we talked.
Is that what you were
That's the
talking
guy I was
about? Yeah.
talking about. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I just
That,
seen it.
but that right there, that's the first domino over there, and that's what I'm saying. Like, now can we get number 13 from the Rams? And
Yeah.
I talked about that yesterday. And Dallas Cowboys today have officially restructured the deals of the two players, and it just announced that they have officially restructured CD Lamb. So the Dallas Cowboys have freed up a ton of capital right now. So those, like, when you're talking about teams that are thinking that they're a player away, because Jerry Jones always thinks he's a player away, right?
Yeah.
And then like I said, I was hoping the Rams. I'm always hoping that the Rams and 49ers will get in a bid battle for Maxx Crosby, and higher the price. But there you go. Teams already making the moves.
Yep. Now, that is a huge move. You know, the Chiefs sending Trent McDuffie to the Rams in exchange for the 29th overall pick, the 5th and 6th in exchange for and a 2027 third.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
it's a lot. But if you feel that your defensive back away like they do, like I
Yeah.
think this is a better trade than what the Colts did for Sauce Gardner. Like, don't get me wrong on that. Like,
Oh yeah.
but
And 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 the thing is, like, okay, first of all, who do you think won that trade?
um, me personally, I would say that the Rams won the trade because
Because they
they're
got to
getting
play. And something that I give props to the Rams is that they're never scared to give away those picks, right? Especially to make the team better to win now. And they're a team that basically has most pieces to win, right? And they could let go of those picks. And imagine them like they get Trent McDuffie with that 29th overall pick, and then you turn around and you get Maxx Crosby with the 13th overall pick. That's that.
But see, if a younger team did this move, it would not be good.
Yeah,
Like
it
if
wouldn't make
the
sense. But the Rams are one of those in contention every
yeah,
year type of team right now. So if they do that, that'd be crazy. And what did they give up? They didn't give. Do they have a second too this year?
I don't know if the Rams have a second,
Let me
but
see.
yeah, but like say if the Raiders made this move, this would be a dumb move for the Raiders because the Raiders are a rebuilding team, right? The Rams feel like they're one piece away from getting right there to the Super Bowl. They think if they would have had a defensive back, they could have beat Seattle and they could have been the one holding the trophy. And
Yeah,
when you're looking over at your division opponent and your division opponent's holding that Super Bowl trophy, it pisses you off throughout the offseason. And you're like, hey, we're going at it. We want to be at the top of our game.
yeah,
So um
yeah. If I'm them, if I'm the Rams, they should give us that 13th overall pick and next year's first. You can have Max Crosby.
yeah. And
Oh
Trent
no,
McDuffie is
and
only
Byron
25
Young
years old.
too.
He's only 25 years old. So you're getting basically what you would have got out of the 25th, the pick, the 25th, what is it? The 29th pick or whatever it is.
Yeah, bro.
So
They could bring man. If the Rams were smart, hey, give the Raiders what they want. Give us what we want, Give us those two firsts, and then you get Max. You bring Aaron Donald out of retirement for 1 year. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
That team would be crazy with
yeah,
the
that's
players that they already got right now. And you know Max loves LA too, so not saying that Max wants to get traded, but like they got the firepower to do it if they really want to do it. That's all I'm saying. If they really are serious, and like you said, man, it makes a lot of sense for a team like the Rams than it would for like the Raiders to make a blockbuster trade like that and not really have any surrounding pieces around it. But shout out to Ruben 3 Russ for the 4.99, man. He says, "Do you think that the Lions would send Jamo and pick 17 for Max? They already played. They already paid Amon Ra. Would they pay Amon Ra and Jamo $30 million? I think it'd be a possibility, but I'd want to add another pick to that if it was up to me though. What do
yeah.
you think?
I like him. I like that deal, but I think I would want more with it too. I think I would want something else with it. And I always think like Max would love it because he would be on the opposite side of Aiden Hutchinson and then like that defensive line, like the Detroit. I don't see why Detroit wouldn't want to make that move, and I don't see why they wouldn't want to add to that. But um, there was a rumor out there that it was like 2 firsts, and the Raiders were trying to get their defensive back too, right? From the Lions or something like that. There was Lions reporters and stuff talking about that trade, but I don't know. I mean, I would take a wide receiver because um, we need it, and we talked about it. And I don't want to pay $30 million to somebody that you want to pay.
Yeah,
But I would want something else with it.
no.
No, the Packers have no first round picks. Somebody said, "Did the Packers have 2 first round picks?" The Packers have no first round picks. They traded all theirs for Micah Parsons.
Yeah, and
So
it could have been what do you call it? It could have came to the Raiders for Max Crosby though, but they made the move for oh boy.
Dude, I mean, I hate when I see the Chiefs make a move because you always think like, all right, the Chiefs are getting weaker, right? Like this is going to help us. This is going to help us because when they traded Tyreek Hill, we were like, yes, that's the downhill of the Chiefs, and then now they're like trading McDuffie, and you're like, okay, this is going to hurt the Chiefs, but they always seem to like bounce back somehow.
Yeah. So okay, okay. I'm gonna let you get on this because you sent this to me. Linebacker Bobby Okereke was, I don't know if I said his name right, according to Jordan Schultz. The Giants have informed linebacker Bobby Okereke that he will be released. The team's Walter Payton Man of the Year amassed 385 tackles in 3 seasons with the Giants, 143 last season, but now will be get a head start on free agency. Okereke was entering his final year of the 4-year, $40 million contract that was due to make $9 million. Now, what is your thoughts on that? And did you send it to me because you feel like the Raiders should think about bringing them in?
I think they should because, like we talked about it, Raiders need to add linebackers this offseason. And this guy, he was the captain. I think he's been the captain the last 3 years. He just led the team in tackles again. Um, he's been a great guy on the field, off the field, and anytime you can add more players to it. Now, I don't know why, and John Harbaugh talked about it when he took over for the coach of the Giants, that he said there was gonna be cuts, that people are gonna be questioning him, and he's gonna change up the organization, and I think maybe because the Giants are sitting there at number 5 and they're like, "Oh, Sonny Styles could come to us, and we need to free up some room," but, oh, man, I think I don't know if we could be able to get him in here and bring him over, but I'm just looking at like we need to do something with our linebacker position. We need to solidify it. And if we could bring people over that have done it and done it at a high level and uh and continue to do it, and they're not only like and they fit what Clint Kubiak has talked about, that not only are they good on the field, they're good people and they're good off the field, then I'm all for it. But I don't know if he'll come here because he has a lot of ties to the Titans organization. A lot of like I think the last 3 coaches that he's played for are now all in the Titans organization. So I would love to get him because, like I said, we're in the like, and John Spytek has said the Raiders are in the business of bringing good players in. Let's bring some good players in, and this would be one of them.
Okay. No, I think it wouldn't be bad. I think especially with this offseason and knowing that the Raiders have so many different directions that they could go in, and we've talked about it many times before. Bobby would be a great addition to this defense, as well as a lot of other linebackers. And it just adds more depth and free agency for players that the Raiders could bring in. And with all the money that we have, offensive linemen, linebackers, we got the pick of the litter. One thing I want to ask though, one more thing that I do want to ask, because I wanted to do something fun real quick and want to see. Okay, I know the chat's going wild, but one thing I wanted to ask you because it was brought up on First Take this morning, or was it yesterday?
Okari K. That's how they're saying. Okari
Akari K.
K.
Oh, Akari K. Oh, damn, I'll say Okareki. I'm over here saying Akari K. I think okay. Shout out Big Red Rob.
Okay.
Okay.
Was that Cardi B? Okay.
If the Jets offer those 2 first-round picks, would you trade back? And man, the Raiders could do something crazy and have 3 first-round picks this year if they wanted to. But would you do that
For Fernando Mendoza?
for Fernando?
Like earlier in the offseason, yeah, I entertained the idea, yes. Now I don't think I would. I don't know if we've ever talked about this. The Raiders could do some crazy, like if the Raiders really wanted to rebuild and they wanted to like have the craziest offseason and really do something right,
Yeah.
they could trade Maxx Crosby, right? Get another first round pick, and then they could trade that number 1 overall pick to the Jets and probably get both of their first round picks and end up with 5 first round picks or whatever, 4 first round picks and our 36. Like they could get a haul, and then that would be your rebuild. Realistically, are they going to do that? No, because you're not going to pass on the quarterback you can. But
Yeah.
there was a time where I thought about it, where I was like, damn. Because, like you said, Fernando Mendoza wasn't the top prospect throughout the whole season, and he there are question marks about him. But I think the more and more as the offseason goes on, and the more and more you start looking at him and you break him down, you're like, okay, this guy is our guy, and you don't want to pass on him. But if you would have offered it to me like maybe last month, we would have probably been negotiating. And the Jets general manager has said that he calls the Raiders all the time, and he says, "Yeah, I want to make the trade, but
It's on the
John,
Raiders.
talk to John Spytek because he ain't doing it."
Yeah, I think that they're making really hard on the Raiders. So that being said, as we before we head out of here, I wanted to do something fun, just for the heck of it. The reason why I asked that is I want to put that to Testus, and I want to see how it would look. I wanted to do a 3-round mock draft, but I wanted to do all the trades that we wanted to do. That we feel like if we were putting like trade Maxx Crosby away, trade the first round pick, and see how it would turn out, just for the hell of it. How would it look, right? So we're gonna get into that in just a little bit. But before we do, a word from our sponsors. With so much going on this Raiders offseason, from free agency decisions to the NFL draft, everything comes down to strategy. And that's exactly how I approach live trading with Polymarket. While we wait to see what the Raiders do next, the NBA season is still in full swing, and that's where the opportunity shows up. Take the Raiders last season, for example. They only won 3 games, but there were plenty of moments where they were competitive, even leading at halftime. That's the window, and that's the swing. Now look at this upcoming matchup with the Knicks and the Thunder in New York. The market currently has the Knicks at just 40% chance of winning the game. But here's the data. New York ranks 9th in the league in first half performances. So instead of betting on the final result, I can trade in at 40%. And if that number does jump up during the game, especially by halftime, I can sell live and lock in a profit. It's all about capitalizing on the market movement using real data, not just guessing. And you can't do that with traditional sportsbooks because they lock cash outs mid-game. Polymarket lets you trade live. It's legal in all 50 states, and if you want the ability to react in real time, download the app today and use my link in the description to move to the top of the wait list. Let's go. Come on, man. So hit up Polymarket. And speaking of Polymarket, they actually have the odds for Maxx Crosby's new team is actually the Chicago Bears at, what is it, negative minus I forgot what they have.
I think.
Yeah, something like that. But they have the odds on.
Yeah, I think it was 125.
Yeah, they got Maxx Crosby as the odds-on favorite to become a Chicago Bear by the season. But shout out to the sponsor. I had to shout them out real quick. But
before you do the mock draft,
okay, go ahead.
James Palmer just tweeted.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me put you on.
He says, "This is because you brought up Alec Pierce, so I want you to hear this. We are way too close to free agency for Colts wide receiver Alec Pierce to not test the market, and he will. He'd be a fool not to. He saw what Christian Kirk got in the cycle. NFL people expect him to be he got what player of the year. So there you go. When you said 30 million, Jesse, I guess James Palmer is right with you. Where they're saying that somebody's going to overpay for Alec Pierce this year, and it's going to make the whole NFL say, "What? What?"
Hey, he's not going to get overpaid. He's going to get paid perfectly fine. He's going to pay what he's worth.
I thought Polymarket was going to be a Polynesian market in Vegas.
Somebody said that. It is. It basically is. I thought it was going to be a Polynesian market. Hey, it basically is. It's just on your phone. It's just on your phone.
Hey, do you know where the Super Bowl is at next year?
Oh, that's what I was just going to tell you. LA. So thinking about that, LA trying to go all in and winning in LA again. That'd be crazy if they win 2 Super Bowls in their own home.
So I was just talking. I know we want to do this thing. I was just talking about the Rams. The Rams first since 2017, they traded their first round pick. 2018 traded, 2019 traded, 2020 traded, 21 traded, 22 traded, 23 traded, 24 they took Jared Verse. They traded 25 and they traded 26. That's all their first round picks that they traded. So yeah, F them picks is what and some people are like, we need draft picks, and they're saying F them picks.
Yeah, you can say F them pigs when you winning though. When you got a competitive team, but as the Raiders, we need them picks. So that's why I wanted to play GM Moose. Me and you play GM Moose, and I wanted to at least do a 3-round mock draft. But before we get into the mock draft, Deuce, I wanted to make some trades, and let's try to hypothetically go into it as if we were the GM. And okay, let's skip that. Okay, let me go to the trades. Let's trade Maxx Crosby and let's trade that first pick. Or would you want to?
But I mean, are we doing it realistically, or you just want to play around? Because
I'm playing around. Well, kind of realistically, but play around. Pause.
Because realistically, you're not trading the number one pick.
Okay, let's trade Maxx Crosby first.
Let's do the Maxx Crosby one.
Okay, let's do Maxx Crosby. We're gonna trade Maxx Crosby. We got Joe Spytek and U Spytek over here. So let's see.
I mean, if you want to go for an Instagram video that's gonna blow up, let's trade the number one pick because people are gonna be pissed off about it.
Okay, let's see how it goes. We got Maxx Crosby here, and since the Rams are feeling a little generous, let's go get their 13th overall pick, and also I'm gonna get next year's first. And let's see if that trade goes through. We got it.
Oh,
we made a deal.
What? Hey, move over, John Spytek. There's some new GMs in the house.
Come on, we already made we made that deal. Now let's go to the draft. I'm gonna skip free agency. Let's go to the draft. We're only gonna do a 3-round mock draft just for the hell of it. So what, Chad? Let me know what you guys think about that. They said trade him to the Jets. That'd be messed up if we traded him to the Jets.
Hey, sorry, Crosby. Hey, Devontae thought the Jets were better, right?
Okay, let's do this. Is gonna be totally off the board right here. Let's trade that first overall pick, right?
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, the Jets. Okay, let's get 2 and 16 for number 1. All right. Oh, it was rejected. They don't want it. It's okay. I won't trade it anyway since y'all ain't want to give it up. So, but right now the Raiders have, let's see, my picks. We have 1, 13, 36, and 67. This for the first 3-round in this. So we got 2 first-round picks, a 2nd-round pick, and
yeah.
Damn, I'm surprised that the Jets don't want to give up the. Let me add a Geno Smith to that. Oh, because they want to offer a 2nd and a future. I mean the 2nd overall pick and a future. Let me try to make a trade though. Create a trade.
Yeah, you ain't doing that.
Let me get the 2, 16. I'll give you 1 and I'll add Geno Smith. Let's see, Geno Smith, Geno Jeffrey Smith. Let's see, Geno. Okay, he's not even on here. F it. Okay, we'll go about it how we were. Okay, with the first overall pick, are we agreeing that we're gonna go with Fernando Mendoza?
Yeah, it's gonna be Fernando.
Okay, let's start it. We'll start with Fernando Mendoza. Now we got the 13th overall pick. What would you do with the 13th overall pick now that we got him? We got Sonny Styles still on the board, Mekhi Lemon, Keldrick Fogg, Kenyon Sadiq. We got some solid players here. Are we adjusting the offensive line? This is as of today.
Well, there's no way that Sonny Styles falls to us, but if he does, I think that's the pick you got to make. But if you want, some people would want you to address the offensive line, so you can go with one of the offensive linemen there.
Those are your guys right there. You got Caden Proctor, Caleb Lomu, Monroe Freeling, unless you want to go with Ioane.
Or you want to go wide receiver right there. And you
got Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You get your wide receiver, that would fit our offense. Like you would talk about our offense right there. Like you got your young quarterback, you got Brock Bowers, you got Ashton Genty, and now you got a wide receiver to go along with it. So it depends. Like, let's put it in the chat. Chat Styles or
We got
Lemon,
we got one Styles and one Lemon.
because I think that would be my pick right there. I'd be like, what did Antonio Pierce say? Like, we'd have to get that coin flip. We'd have to flip that coin and see
Yeah,
who we're gonna take, the defensive guy or Lemon. Um, I think if you're gonna do it, and I say fuck it. If you're gonna go all in on offense and you got your offensive head coach, you got your quarterback, I go Lemon. And yeah, as much as I like Sony Styles, and I think he would be great for us, I think you go Lemon.
I agree with you. I'll go with Lemon on this one, just for now. And then now we go to the second round. Now we got our quarterback of the future. We got our wide receiver of the future. Now we got to look at the other side of it. We still got Lee Hunter here. Omar. Well, we don't need Omar Cooper no more.
Yeah, now you don't need a wide receiver. And I think okay, so say, man, so now what do you want to do? You want to go now we have to go defense. Like now we have to go. Now do you want to go with the defensive line or you want to go safety? Because there's two good safeties out there that I can see and um and there's a couple defensive tackles right there. Like which one would you want right there?
Yeah, I Loki would go defense attack. I've been doing Lee Hunter a lot all the time, but I know we could go in a different direction if we wanted to.
Well, I know we've been going Lee Hunter and I've been going Christian Miller a lot. Um
Yeah, it's kind of chat. I asked the chat. Who would you guys want? Someone said the edge from Mizzou. We got Hunter.
Because I mean, all three safeties right there, all three top of the safeties are on the board. So
The top three safeties. Yeah, Emmanuel McNeil, Warren, Dylan, uh,
I don't know
and
if Dylan's gonna stick around, but yeah, they want the edge.
if you want
Yeah.
safety, just get Nick Cross in free agency. Okay.
Well, and then we talked about that too when we did our model. We both had us assigning safeties, like, um, so I mean, it all depends on how free agency, but we're basing this off of not knowing what free agency is about.
Yeah.
So let's just go. I mean, since we did trade Max, we need a defensive guy. So let's go defense. And do you want to go the edge guy or do you want to go with the big run stopper in the middle?
I guess we could go edge. Well, let's see. Jacob Rodriguez. Well, not right now. Unless you want Jacob Rodriguez, but I
No,
don't. I don't.
It'd be too early for Jacob Rodriguez right now.
Yeah, let's hoping that we get him in the third round.
So somebody wants you to go what? Zion Young
Zion Young, yeah.
is what somebody in the chat wants you to do.
Christian Miller. Remember, we're 3-4. I know we're 3-4. So
Yeah,
that's what,
click on edge.
on edge. Edge, we still got R. Mason Thompson. Thomas, Zion Young, Gabe Lucas, Derek Moore, Malachi Lawrence, Romello Heights.
Yeah, we got a
Linebackers, we got
linebacker.
Jake Golday, Jacob Rodriguez, Kyle Lewis, Josiah Trotter.
I like those
Linebackers,
guys, but I think it's still too early for them.
yeah. Unless you want to go get one of the top safeties, then you can. But
Click on offensive line.
offensive line, you got Emmanuel Pregnon, Chase. Yeah, you got these guys.
I think we gotta go D tackle. I think we gotta go Miller or
Christian Miller, trade
Miller
back.
or Lee, whatever one you want, or you trade this one
Oh
back.
yeah,
Yeah,
or we could trade back. Let's see what we get. Um, we could trade back with Green Bay to get 52, 84. Most of it's like, or Minnesota would be a 49, 82.
49 and 82.
And 82, or Philadelphia for 54, 68. Those are the only ones that you're getting for two picks.
I would take the 49 82.
49, 82 or 30. Oh, 49, 82.
Yeah, because
Yeah, we trade.
you
Okay.
because you're going what 10 picks back.
Yeah.
13
So okay,
more.
well we'll do the trade back same round at a third. 49 is still in the second round?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're trading back to 49 and then we're adding 82.
So let's see what happens. Let's see who falls to us right here.
We still got D'Angelo Pons, Zion Young. We got Gabe Lucas, Connor Law, Jacob Rodriguez. What are you thinking? You could get Jacob Rodriguez. You could get Zion Young right here, unless you want to
See,
get
so all
cornerback.
so, yeah, I would either take Pons or Young right here. Which one do you want? You want the safety or you want the DN?
I think I'll go DN only because we just traded away
Okay, so take
Max.
Zion Young, boom. And now we got another pick that we just added, which is going to help us out right here.
So
And
we could still get
dude,
Kamari Ramsey in the secondary. We could get LT Overton or look at the linebacker position, which
yeah, this is where
Jacob
you.
Rodriguez is gone now, but we still got Josiah Trotter, who I'm really high on.
Yeah, and
Or
I love Harold Perkins. Or I don't know why Overton keeps falling. If Overton's still there, like how the hell do we pass on him too? Like those I think that turned out to be a good trade when you looking at everybody who's on this board right here. Um, what did we take? You took defensive end
I took a defensive
already?
end. I took defensive end, and we got Fernando only. Oh no, we got Makai Lemon, Fernando, and defensive end. Yeah. So right now we got 2 picks left in the
And
third
so now
round.
Rodriguez, we waited to how long? Where did Rodriguez go? How far
Rodriguez
up?
went at 57.
We just barely missed him at 57.
Yeah, because the way it's looking, I doubt that he'll be there in a third. The way things are going, but there's still a lot of people here.
Yeah, yeah.
You want to adjust secondary? You could get a linebacker right here. Um, you could get another tight end. Who's Eli Stores? Killed it at the combine. We could.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I think you would have to go. I think you would have to go. Either you're gonna have to go defense again.
or go Kalen Rutledge right here. Defense. I wouldn't mind adding a linebacker or say like it's between Kamari or Josiah, unless there's other linebackers that you'd rather get. But I feel like I could wait on them.
Yeah,
Josiah.
let's take Ramsey.
Okay.
Or you want to take a linebacker? Or we haven't taken a linebacker, huh?
No, we haven't taken a linebacker yet. But we could take Ramsey.
Dude, I like Wheatley too. Damn.
Wheatley, we could get the
When's
next.
our next? What's our next pick?
Our next pick is 82.
So we have. Man, I wonder if we could get a linebacker and then one of those safeties will follow us. Let's go linebacker and hope one
Yeah,
of those safeties.
let's go linebacker. I feel like one of them will.
Come on, if Wheatley fell to us, it would be nice.
Wheatley's there.
There's my guy right there. Like I would take Wheatley. Shit, I'll take Bud Clark right there. I would take Lewis Moore. Like I think would be good at safety right there. If you wanted to go that route.
So we went primarily. Okay, this is
Ooh,
how. This is
good.
how,
I'd be. We got a B.
well, that was for the overall grade. We didn't really address anything else, honestly. I just wanted to go into the draft to do the trade, and this is how it looks right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me try to make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
Oh,
Fernando Mackay.
here we go. I don't know if that's easier to see right there. Oh, there we go. Can you see that?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 guys, right?
Yeah. So we traded Maxx Crosby to the LA Rams for their 13th overall pick this year and a first round pick next year, which that's going to be like a second round pick if we if they go all out this year.
Yeah, that's why I think that that's why they want more because most of these teams that are offering for Max don't have it. But the Rams, like right now, they have the number 12, but most of the time they're not picking that high. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, we were which okay. I should have added a player with that, but I don't think that's too bad. You get your 2 first round picks and a top 15 pick this year. But we went and drafted Fernando Mendoza, number 1 overall. We added Makai Lemon. Uh, I think his stock is going to be dropping a little bit more, but he's still a predominant wide receiver. We got Zion Young in the second round, Josiah Trotter in the third with Zaki Wheatley. Who's not too bad. If you guys are still in the chat, man, let us know what grade you guys would give this. But yeah, Usman, hey, I don't know if anything else has popped up yet, but
Yeah, I was checking, but I don't see anything yet.
yeah,
But I mean, would you be happy with that draft?
I'd be happy with it.
Would you be happy that knowing that Maxx Crosby got you a wide receiver in Lemon?
Yeah, when you put it like that, maybe not.
Because that's what it's always going to
You
come
gotta,
down to, right?
you gotta
Like
look at it like that.
when you look at trades, like every time everybody talks about the Maxx Crosby trade, or not the Maxx Crosby, the Khalil Mack trade, they go, "What did we get for Khalil Mack?" And
Yeah.
then you go, "Okay." So it's always going to be linked back to him. I'm trying to look at some of this stuff, but nothing. Albert said, Beer said Chicago. Chicago makes a lot of sense with the smirk on his face. Tom Pelissaro said the Bears make a lot of sense for Max.
Yeah.
Benjamin Albright is saying the Bears are Max's preferred destination. Jonathan Jones just said multiple sources are telling him the Bears are the team to watch for the Maxx Crosby deal. So you have all that again.
Yeah.
So Bears, 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 and we're hoping that teams are hearing Bears, 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 and the team goes, you know what, fuck the Bears, and here's our offer.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a crazy one. But until then, it's like, hey, shout out to the chat, shout out to everybody that came onto the live stream, man. But yeah, I know the weeks and days are going to go by, and we'll find out a little bit more on the Maxx Crosby situation as well as the Raiders' future heading into free agency, though. But shout out to the Oos Joe for joining the live stream, and shout out to the chat for joining as well, man. If you guys haven't already, man, hit that like button on your way out. And until next time, or until something breaks, we are out of here.
Yeah. Ooh, Perkins. Yeah. I think that